2.5 bleachers, but they're all full.
Someone like this.
Do you want these in?
I think that's for shooting at airplanes.
So you can see the 88mm anti-aircraft gun that's firing, and the one that just fired that's dug in is a 75mm pack gun. The 75mm pack gun was developed in 1940 as an upgraded version to be able to combat the increasingly larger and larger tanks and heavier armor that they ran into, especially in Russia, and some of the heavy tanks that they ran into with Char Bs in France. The 88mm gun is actually an anti-aircraft gun on the wheels, and it was designed to be trailered someplace, and a 10-man crew could disassemble that within a couple minutes to get it in place. And it was designed to shoot down planes, but North Africa, when they found that they were being attacked by lots and lots of British tanks, they also found it's really good at destroying tanks. So it became a dual-role weapon.
Yeah, Marder.
The vehicle that's coming through in front of us is a 251 half-track. The half-track was designed to carry Panzer Grenadiers for armored divisions, where they would have to escort the tanks, a driver and a co-driver, and they would have a machine gun that was mounted on top with an MG-34 like squad machine gun. The one you show center here is a Marder tank, Marder III. The Marder was also a purpose-built tank that used the Pack 40 Marder on top of it. Both of the Marder has the second Marder. Both of them are a compass about a 38T chassis. The tanks that have a 38T class were used by the Germans. They did not build many of them once they started. Most of the 38T production.
I don't want to have to see it. We gotta see what happens. I see it actually open the car.
That was the German one because I saw
At the end of the summer,
that was the
Hetzer
German
country
too.
looks very much like this field looks like in front of you, but it was 1,000 years in the making, where you had fields that were plowed, that had hedgerows, and you think, well, you could cut on top of it, every time you found a rock in the field and you plowed it, you'd go and you'd throw all this stuff up onto the sides of the field, and you'd eventually build up berms, sometimes several feet high. And then you also had years and years of erosion, so the edges of the field acted like natural trench lines. And in some cases, the cows would actually walk the edges of the field, and through decades of centuries of erosion, they form natural trench lines along the edges of the field. So it was a very
Big one.
We're getting some artillery fire from the Allies that was spotted. It took them a minute or two to call in some artillery support to try to take out these vehicles. These vehicles would be hit front on them, so they're relatively protected from the front. But you can see the Marder III has an open crew compartment in the back. So mortar rounds and artillery, they would be pretty vulnerable. The Hetzer is buttoned up and it has armor all around, including the top. And you'll note that there's slopes on it. If you armor plate, let's say like 1 inch, you can also increase the armor protection by more than 50%.
I saw that. Did you see that? Fire? I saw fire. Yeah.
So that artillery is trying to soften up the German positions in the foreground. There are still Germans defending some of those forward positions, and I think that's a little too hot for them. They're actually right into a lot of to evacuate that position to the secondary line. B-51 is firing an M3 Stuarts. ambushed them from the flanks where the vehicles were most vulnerable. The strongest part of an armored vehicle or a tank was always the very front towards the enemy. And if you can keep the front always facing towards the enemy, it's great. But if you get a flank shot where you can hit the side of the tank, it says that's the weakest armor of the tank. So you can see the artillery is pushing the German infantry out from the main field position, and they're going to fall back to secondary positions further in the field.
That one looks like to go on.
It was one of the more common trucks to find in the German army were Ford-produced trucks, ironically. That truck has two machine guns mounted on a mount that is for anti-aircraft defense. I can see some movement way off in the west side of the field. We have some infantry that's starting to move up cautiously because they don't know if the positions in front of them are still occupied. You'll see that these guys move up, they'll get down, but they don't get any return fire, and then other groups will move up, and they usually will do this in leaps and bounds, partly so you don't get exhausted running across the field, also being shot at the last minute when you get to the end and exhausted. But the other part of it is that if you're only doing it in bounds of maybe 10 yards and then you drop, it's you pose less of a target than crossing over the field.
There's gonna be a rude awakening for them.
They pull back, and the Americans can't see past the foliage of that first trench line, so they really don't know what's on that other side. So they're going to have to probe up to see what's there, which is one of the reasons why the Germans pulled back, because now they can be in an ambush position where they can take them out on the other side rather than being sitting ducks through American artillery, which was much more plentiful than the Germans after the first couple of weeks of the invasion.
Sorry, 2 seconds.
Tony Sharp.
As they infiltrate this line, they're cautious of booby traps and doors things like that that were left behind for them. Once the infantry can secure the position, they will start bringing out heavier equipment and vehicles and the rest of the infantry to make sure that the default mechanism from the German side is that when you get done with the position, they had a really convenient thing to do and you know that they're out of the ammunition. But it was much more rapid fire than the state
Trying to sneak up on the
Germans. Germans used a 1930 as basically a rifle that came about from the late 1880s or 1880s, and was used in some form or another from about 1886 all the way to 1945. The rifles were larger than the one. I think it was a Bavarian 98 or Rifle 98 model, and at the level of one, they started cutting them down because they realized they didn't need to reach out and touch somebody at 2 miles. They really just needed to shoot somebody about 200 yards. So So every squad was equipped with at least one MG4 with a 3-man crew. That allowed a rate of fire of 500 rounds. For one side of the squad.
Yeah, they were just playing
and covered fire with squad to each squad.
Ready, rocket. 15 glass.
Kind of saw them.
Having been exposed to the MG34, they recognized that we had some sort of a light machine gun itself, and they came up with a 30 caliber machine gun that had a bipod that they could transport somewhere else. You may even see a machine gun that would be up and put on a tripod to actually lay down covering fire, but it wasn't quite sufficient as a bipod system was you see the Germans are now pulling out to try to